everyone, welcome in this new video. I didn't do a video about the RHCSA for a long time, but I've been thinking about it and I want to make more. And look, I have a little trick up my hat, and that's the magic. So anyway, let's start first with the idea that, I've been thinking about those videos I've been doing in the video series and what was missing, and I see some things that are missing, and that's why I'm making this video now. So since you are here, I mean, you've probably been doing all my videos, all my previous videos, all the labs, which is great. But there is one thing that I was doing during the preparation that you may not have been doing if you are watching this, and that would be important that I tell you. It's to run a simulation, and not just one, but maybe 2, 3. I mean, as long as you manage all the exercises within the given time, because that's the point also. The RHCSA is timed. It's 3 hours normally. I've heard it can be also 2 in some regions. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but normally it should be 3. I suggest you should be able to do all of this, because all of this is known to you. You've seen the videos, you've learned how to respond to these questions. So you should manage to do everything under 2 hours, meaning you would still have, worst case scenario, you would still have 1 or more hour of time to solve the unexpected, like the things that came up in the exam and that you didn't expect. It might come up. So just know that the 9. anything is always the same exam normally, as I understood. They don't change much the questions. I've read also in Reddit threads. So if you're wondering 9.5, should I learn some new stuff? No, mostly it's the 9. Whatever exam is the 9. whatever exam, and the 10 doesn't change much either. So you will have just different questions a bit, but they will be on the same topics. You will have mostly the same stuff to do. So it doesn't change so much. It's important that you train to perform those labs in exam conditions. So you want to be ready to, like, within the given time, within these 2 hours, to fulfill everything that's in the questions. And for that purpose, I prepared that PDF based on the exact questions that I treat in all the labs. I modified it slightly. I'm saying the exact questions. Well, I modified it a little bit because sometimes those questions are actually a bit more than what you would get in the exam. I tweaked it in a way that you learn more stuff, like you, for instance, often configure things on the server side. I mean, like, considering client-server communication. Sometimes you set up things on the server side, like this is not expecting from you in the exam. I just give you a bit more. In this case, you don't need to do that. Like, things will be given to you, so you can prepare just a bit in advance for the setup. You make your VirtualBox snapshots for just starting the exam, and once you have it, you go through all the questions. So I really made it neat. I made it in MD format, and then I just saved it as PDF. You have everything. I tweaked it a bit so that it follows some logic. And for instance, normally the root password recovery comes much later in the exam, but I put it at the beginning so that it's easy and it doesn't bother you later on. So you start with it. This is something you need to learn anyway, regardless. So I've learned there are some tricks adding to those 2 methods I gave in my labs, but if you know those 2 that I gave in the lab, you will manage. So you don't need to learn the other tricks. Some may make it a little bit quicker, but it really doesn't matter. The 2 tricks I gave, one of them at least will work. That's for sure. I tested it so many times on different configs, on different images. So this is fine. So the networking stuff, you need to configure the YUM. So I put it also that you need to configure it on both in this case, because in the lab we just configure it on one. In the exam you will also need to configure it on the second one. Also, something we didn't do, but I don't want to go there, is you can also use the CLI, like some terminal commands to configure repositories, but then the problem is that you cannot specify the name. It's annoying, like it will be done automatically, then you need to edit the file anyway, so it's a bit stupid. So just do it the old school way. You create a file and that's good enough, right? So you just follow my video, just like I did in the video. The C Linux, the users, the groups, yeah. So why I made this is, like, you need this PDF. I mean, you could make it yourself, but I just helping you to do this. That's how I would do it. That's kind of how I did it. Not in such an elaborate way, but like now you have everything nicely prepared for you. You can just even print that PDF and go through each question one by one. And then measure your time. Like you take some time, make sure that you don't have any distraction, that nobody will bother you within those 2 hours, and try to do it within 2 hours. If you don't manage to do it within 2 hours, then check out which questions have been problematic, where did you spend too long, and then try to tackle just those questions. Then you train those, and then you redo the exam. Like you redo the simulation until you manage to be below 2 hours and you have everything right. So that will help you big time. So then another thing is that I've been thinking a bit about what was missing, and I checked a bit the objectives again, and I think I will make some further videos. There is also a little bonus question that actually I think I even had in the exam, so I will let you find it within that PDF. So it's something that I didn't have in my videos that I added here, and I won't tell you where it is, but you will find it probably. It's not a big question, but it might be helpful to also do that, so check out this PDF and try all the questions. I reduced a bit the container stuff, made it simpler than on the videos. On the videos, we were setting up a registry on the server, which we are not doing in this case because it's too much work and it's not in the exam anyway. If you're doing the version 10 of the exam, it's not even there. If you're doing version 10, the only one difference is please prepare with the Flatpak. So that's the only difference. Don't prepare the Podman, prepare the Flatpak. There is a Flatpak video, just change that last question and that's it, you'll be good to go. And otherwise, that's it. I will make some more videos. I will make one more video for that question that appear in this PDF, the additional little tiny question that appear in the PDF. And I will also make some so-called gap videos for those those labs that don't appear in the actual exam. Likely, I don't know. Maybe they could put it. They could change it. I don't know. But it's definitely in the objective. So I found it a bit sad also that we don't do this. Mostly it's based on some dumps, right? So, and on my own exam. So that this is what I did. But in those additional questions, I just made them up. And just based on the objective, so that you also learn those things that are not necessarily in the exam. Maybe they might change it, but also because just it's good to know all the objectives. Good. For instance, typically the scripting is not so important in the exam. Like I barely had to script anything, I think. So that's kind of sad. I think it's important that you know how to script. So I will definitely make a video on scripting, but there are other stuff as well. I think there are 5 videos I plan to do. I will not tell you exactly what they are, suspense. They will pop up in the following weeks, but at least you will have for now this video, which should help you to make the exam as a simulation. I mean, this is cheap, right? When I was passing the exam, I was preparing a lot with a Code Cloud, but Code Cloud is annoying. I mean, first of all, this is a paid service, right? You pay for something, and they were good at the time when I studied for CKA. That was kind of good, but then their service degraded. Like their machines, their virtual machines were more and more laggy. Like I wouldn't get connected after 10 minutes. I complained that to them, and I complained about that with them, and they couldn't fix it on several occasions, which was very annoying. You know, you're in the middle of some exam simulation and it breaks, and you're like, what? You know, and you contact them, and then they don't fix it. And this is something you pay for, and then the course was not updated. I mean, my course, honestly, these little labs I've given to you are better than the course that they give on Good Cloud. This is my opinion. I mean, try it out, but I think it's better because it's up to date with the today's exam, with the 9. Whatever and the 10 exam. And also, it's just much closer to what you will get in the exam. So, yeah. You just follow through those questions, try the simulation, this one, and possibly do gap questions, like if you want, because I think it's good, but it's not there yet. It will come in the following weeks. And by the way, this is Christmas soon, so yeah, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon for those new videos. I hope you will try to make this simulation as best as you can, and let me know if you pass the exam. I would really be happy to see some comments of people who've actually been passing the exam, and if they tell me, yeah, your videos helped me a lot and I passed, that would mean the world to me. I mean, not the world, come on, my family is more important, but it will still warm my heart. in this Christmas time, it's nice. So yeah, just make sure also about your labs. I'm just thinking, just set some rules for you during this simulation. First, you bring up, of course, those virtual machines, right? You prepare them. I'm telling you, make some snapshots that you can redo the exam in the same conditions. You will need the internet for certain questions. Normally, during the actual exam, you don't have the internet, so you don't have resources from the internet either. What else? I was thinking about this. Yeah, you should of course not look up answers on the internet nor watch my videos during the exam. Try to really do it in exact exam circumstances. Also, make sure. Yeah. That's something that can actually be a killer. I mentioned it in other videos, but make sure that SE Linux and the firewall are activated. It should be active and enforced in all cases, otherwise you might be graded 0. So that's something you need to check also at the end when you're grading yourself, like, did I pass everything? Yeah. Did I also remember to enforce SE Linux? Did I remember to enforce the firewall? Also, is everything available that I did during the exam after a reboot? You reboot your machine, you check everything. Close your notes, no notes allowed. Just try to be also even in the conditions of the exam. If you have just one screen, no internet, no notes, nothing. Oh yeah, one thing also, remember, I gave it in the tips as well, read all the questions. And once you've read all the questions, try to understand which ones should I do maybe before others. Or maybe I should keep in mind that because I'm doing this one now, for the next one I need to keep some space, like DLVM comes to mind with that. Of course, make sure you know all the questions. You should, thanks to my labs, you should be able to do everything in that PDF, so that shouldn't be a problem. If you don't manage, let me know what's the problem. The PDF will be downloadable from my repo, and yeah, I'm looking forward to your comments and feedback, and hopefully some of you will pass the actual exam. I might prepare next year for the RHCE, in which case I would do also other videos for it. I mean, I'm using Ansible every day, so it would just make sense for me. But on the other hand, I'm also interested in some other exams, so I will see. Anyway, I won't keep you much more for this, and I wish you luck, and try to do the exam and the simulation as I asked you to do. And good luck with it. Merry Christmas. Bye bye.